Hi there. My name is Pam, and I'm going to share with you the 5 simple steps to change anything in your life, to be anything you want to be, to accomplish any goal you want to have. Stick with me. Let's do this. So, let me tell you where I'm at. I am a 62-year-old woman in menopause, been in menopause for 7 years now. And I am dedicating the next year of my life to become the healthiest version of myself. And why? Why do I want to do that? Because I want to have an extended health span. Yeah, I want to live into my 80s, but I want to be able to live while I'm in my 80s. That's my goal, to extend my lifespan. I have an energetic, fit husband who, when he retires in a couple years, we're going to do things, travel the world. Hopefully my daughter at that point might have children, which would make me a grandmother. And I want to be able to play with them and just live the next 25 years of my life in the best possible health and fitness that I can. That's where I'm at. And I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to share my process, how I'm doing that, how I'm succeeding in that. And when I started this process and wanting to share it, I really realized we got to start at the beginning. I have to give you the 5 simple steps that you could start tomorrow to become a success, to have success, to gain anything that you want to gain in your life. And I have the secret, and I need to share that with you. I need to share the structure with you before I share my process. So here it is. Okay, step 1. This is important. This is the what and the why of what you want to accomplish. So the first thing you have to do is you have to identify what you want. What is your goal? And if that's hard, if you're not quite sure how to do that, start with a pain point. And by a pain point, that might be, I can't fit into my clothes anymore. That's the pain point. So the goal would be to lose weight or to lose fat, or maybe to change your percent of body fat so that you can fit into your clothes again. So if you're having trouble identifying the what, start with a pain point. Once you've got that figured out, okay, my pain point is that I don't fit into my clothes anymore. The what, the goal is I need to lose weight or I need to lose fat. That's the what. Once you've got that figured out, I want you to think about the why. Why do you want this? It's a feeling. The why part of this is a feeling. How do you want to feel? So if you want to lose a dress size or you want to fit back into your clothes, the feeling is, I want to feel more confident in my skin. I want to feel beautiful when I put on an outfit. I want to feel like I did when I was in college, attractive, energetic. So the why part is really important in step 1, setting your goal, and then why do you want your goal? What's the feeling behind it? Once you have those 2 things in step 1, you need to write this down. This is key. Your brain will focus on something that's important to you. And the act of writing your goal and the why down tells your brain this is important. So you could do this in your calendar. You could do this in the notes section of your phone. You could journal. You could get a little journal and journal daily, how you're doing, how you're feeling, how you're progressing. There's lots of ways to track this, but writing it down is absolute key for step 1. Okay, step 2, how. This is the how step. How are you going to reach your goal? There is a formula out there for reaching this goal. Somebody out there in the web universe has had this problem and has found a solution, a formula, a step-by-step how-to formula to fix this problem and reach this goal. And this is the fun part. This is where you actually get to go out on the web, free YouTubes, free podcasts, and do some research. I have a couple podcasts that I absolutely adore. Dr. Rhonda Patrick is one. The Huberman Lab is another one. These are all science-based principles, real, current research on health and health span. But you could do something more general like Mel Robbins or The Diary of a CEO. Either of those podcasts would get you a good start. Look up, their podcasts and then look up their content. They have a lot of experts on their podcasts, and you can gain information and the formula for reaching your goal. Sometimes you might have to invest a little money. Maybe it's buying a book. I've done a lot of research by buying books. But if someone who you value their input and they have a podcast or they have a YouTube channel or they have some kind of social media presence, that a lot of what they give you is for free. So you could really do this research in finding the formula to start to reach your goal for free or minimal costs. And have fun with this. I mean, really go out and find, a person that you trust, that you find reputable. Like I said, Mel Robbins has got great guests on that you can go down a rabbit hole with their stuff. I like The Diary of the CEO, and there are others. There's lots of different podcasts out there that give you really good information. So find the formula that you're going to commit to and start. And now let's see what step 3 is. Step 3. So you've written down what you want. You've written down why, the feeling that's associated with your goal. Now you've done research and you've found a formula that you're going to commit to. So let me tell you what the formula is, and it needs broken down into micro habits. The teeny little consistent things you think and act on every day add up to big progress towards your goals. Micro habits are the magic of progress. Okay, so in my example, if I'm body recomping myself, meaning I'm increasing my muscle mass and decreasing my fat mass, there are a series of daily micro habits that I need to put into place and consistently follow so that in 6 months I have met my goal. And that recipe is good for any goal that you set for yourself. Here's another example. Let's say I want to get out of debt and I want to have a really substantial emergency fund. Having the goal of saving $10,000 in this year, that's a great goal. That would meet all my needs financially. But oh my gosh, that sounds huge. If I break that down into a daily habit, a micro habit, where I save $27 a day and put it away in a savings account, at the end of 1 year, that micro habit will have $10,000 in my savings account. So you see the power of the micro habit. And being consistent with this structure every day is absolutely the path to success with your goals. The other part of your micro habits is measuring and tracking them. You cannot change anything that you don't measure or track. And you know this. You know when you've done little habits, like maybe it's drinking more water. You want to drink half your body weight in ounces of water. The best way to know that you do that and are successful in that micro habit every day is having an app tracker on your phone that you can plug in the amount of water that you've had. Or maybe there's little dots in your calendar that you can put and fill in as you drink a 12-ounce glass of water. Measuring and tracking your micro habits every day sets you up for success and also helps you keep consistent with your micro habits. All right, so that's this step. So I wonder what the next step is. Step 4, doing the reps. Yes, you've identified the things you need to do every day to reach your goal, and now every day you have to do that. You have to be consistent. You have to plug through. You have to do the reps. So, step 4 is about how to set up your life, your environment, plan, be ready so that it can be successful and it can be fun. Those micro habits can be fun. A great example would be joining a challenge. Let's say your daily micro habit is to go for a walk in the morning, outside in the sunlight, which helps with your circadian rhythm, outside in nature would help regulate cortisol and dopamine. So you decided you want to do a daily walk. So make that fun. Make that easy. Sign up for a challenge, the St. Jude's Walkathon, or challenge a family member or friend and see how many can put more steps or miles in a month or 6 months. Make it easy. Set up your environment. Have your walking shoes and your walking clothes piled up, ready to slip on when you get up in the morning. So setting and planning and making in your environment easy really helps those micro habits. If drinking water is something that you really want to improve, increase, be more consistent with, have a full glass of water sitting right in front of your coffee maker so that when you walk down in the morning, it's ready for you. Another one, if your goal is to, or your micro habit is to eat home more, not to eat fast food, not to stop and eat out, you're going to have food ready and easy in your home. Does that mean preparing on a Sunday? Does that mean preparing the night before for the next day? It's a huge mental thing for me if I'm driving and I'm hungry and I think to myself, oh gosh, it would be so easy just to swing into that drive-through and get fast food. But then I think to myself, no, I've got a delicious salad, homemade salad dressing. There's chicken or shrimp or salmon waiting in my refrigerator, which I really love. I have a really yummy, delicious meal waiting for me when I get home. If it's easy, if it's fun, if you can take the decision making out of it, it'll help those micro habits really settle in and you'll be consistent. So that's step 4. All right, here we are at step 5. Are you ready? It's simple. Might not be easy, but it's simple. Don't quit. Don't quit. Yeah, simple. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to take a little break, but it shouldn't be any longer than a day. Don't let one day turn into 3 days, into a week, into a month. When you stop doing those micro habits, they simply and quickly and easily fall off your radar. So don't quit. Every day, have your micro habits, have them stacked, have them prepped, have them ready. Make it easy, make it fun. Do the reps and don't quit. Now, if you're following a formula, really commit, to a formula for 30, 60, 90 days. Really get in there and do the micro habits of that formula and really commit to it. If you've found someone who's been successful at whatever goal you're trying to achieve, follow the formula and commit. And after 90 days, I would reassess. You're an N of 1. You're an individual. That formula might need to be tweaked a little bit for you because you have different preferences or you have maybe a different tweak on the goal. So it's okay after 90 days to assess your formula and alter it and make it work a little bit better for you, tweak it a little bit, that's okay, because you're an individual and you have your own needs and your own goals. So tweaking the formula after 90 days of committing to it, I think is fair. But once you've tweaked it, do the reps. Get back to it. Make it easy, make it fun, challenge yourself. Tell people, that's another good one, is commit to your goal by telling someone you trust. They might want to join you and help you and support you. So don't quit. Reassess after 90 days and tweak it a little bit. You might modify your drinking of water if that's your goal. You might have your cup of coffee and then drink your glass of water. Tweak it a little bit. But simple step number 5, don't quit. All right, there you go. My 5 simple steps to being successful in anything that you try. So I'm going to share with you the process that I've been going through for the last 6 months of body recomposition and focusing on my health span. As a 60-plus-year-old woman in menopause, another 25, 27 years ahead of me, what I'm doing today to really make sure that I can live when I'm in my 80s, not just live to be 80. If you'd like to join me, follow, subscribe, do all the things, you know the drill. Share it with a friend, and join me. Join me as I share my process. Maybe I can inspire you to start your process. Bye, everybody.